Hello, welcome to yoga class today. As you can tell, the space is a little more simple. I don't have any props around my mat. I just have my mat. Now this is on purpose because today we're going to move through some yoga postures without props. The reason why is because oftentimes we have these props that help us in our practice. So blocks, straps, pillows, blankets, things like this that assist us to reach a little more for parts that we just can't reach for. So today I wanted to offer you a class where you don't need props at all because some of you might not have props yet, or you might just want to know some yoga postures and stretches that you can do at any point without having those props around you. So let's explore some of that today. First, we'll come into a seated posture. Now, as you can see, I'm sitting directly down onto the mat. I've got one leg in front of the other. This is a pretty easy seat for me. If this is not comfortable for your knees and it causes some compression, your legs, bringing them out in front of you, that might be a little more comfortable. Now, however you have your legs, if you're noticing that you're having difficulty holding your back up straight, maybe you're leaning forward, or maybe you're leaning back, or maybe you're rounding your spine. If any of that is happening for you in your experience today, then you might want to take your mat and scoot it up against a wall space. This way the wall is going to just be there as it is anyway, and you can start to feel what it's like to sit there with support. Now, you won't always have a wall space available, so it's a great time to practice in the free space without any support at all. Now, in this comfortable seat, whatever that means for you, we're just going to come into our breath. So focus on reaching the crown of your head up. Think about positioning the shoulders above the hips, the ears above the shoulders. Now close your eyes, bring your gaze inward. Notice as you inhale. Notice as you exhale. As you inhale, feel the chest rise. And as you exhale, feel the chest soften. Now continue to breathe in this way, but start to lengthen the breath. Take a deeper inhalation all the way until you can't inhale any longer. And as you exhale, slowly release the air. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale, find that length. Now maybe as you exhale, open your mouth, take a sigh of relief. Feel the shoulders melting down. Let the stress go. Deep inhalation, followed by a slow exhalation. Continue with this breath. Know that breath work is so important at the start of our practice. It helps us to make the transition from what we've already accomplished in our day into our practice. So whether you've accomplished something yet or not today, this is time for you. Either you're finding a break, maybe you're starting your day, maybe you're at the end of the day. Wherever you are in your time frame, this is your chance to serve yourself, practicing self-care. Bring your awareness back to that breath. Just you and your mat or your floor space today. No stress about props or anything else. We'll just explore the shapes and enjoy the experience. Now, if you have an intention or a theme for yourself, for your practice, go ahead and allow yourself time to find what that is that you want to focus on. Come back to the breath awareness. When you're ready, gently start to flutter the eyes open. Coming back into your space. And just take the hands off of the thighs if they're there. Let the hands come outside of the hips. Now, whether your legs are crossed, knees bent, or legs extended, we're gonna fold forward. We're gonna find the space of the back and stretch that area out. I've had a lot of feedback from people recently saying that their back has been an issue. So let's loosen that space. Bring your hands forward. If your legs are extended and straight in front of you, create space so that you can take your hands to that space. Now, when you're ready, you're just gonna walk your hands forward, but keep your hips grounded. As you walk your hands forward, you're gonna look for a stretch at the hip, so you'll know when you've lowered down enough. You might come onto your forearms, lower your head, release your neck. The more you lower down, the deeper you're gonna feel the stretch in the hip and in the back. You might be able to get your forehead all the way down to the mat. In this case, you can stack your hands, making a pillow for your forehead. Now we're finding flexion in the spine, bringing attention to the back muscles. If your knees are bent and your legs are in front of you, you're also getting a really awesome stretch for the hip of the leg that's in front. If your lower legs are stacked, just bring one leg in front of the other so you don't have bone on bone compression. A couple more rounds of breath. As we slowly and carefully come out, on an inhale breath, we'll lift the head. Bring your palms to the ground if they're not there already, and then exhale, walk your hands towards your body. Now we felt that more in one hip, so we're gonna achieve that on the other side by taking the leg that's in front behind. If your legs are straight, no worries, you get to come in for a second round just as you did the first round. Now, opposite leg is in front, we're gonna come into that again. This time, I'm just gonna swivel myself so that you can get the side view. Now, remember, hips stay grounded. Inhale, reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. Bring your fingers in front. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Walk the fingertips forward. Walk the hands forward. Notice how far you wanna come down. Maybe you stay with straight arms. Maybe the forearms meet the mat. Release the head and the neck, lower down. And if you can go deeper, stack your hands, making a pillow for your forehead. Now breathe into it. If at any point you feel discomfort at the knees, give yourself permission to come out, wiggle around, modify. Find a more accessible shape, making sure that you're not causing any pain or discomfort. You really want to take care of your body in your practice. Notice this hip. Notice if this hip is tighter or looser. We're just getting curious about our bodies. We're taking inventory. No need for judgment or answers. Might be different than the other. It's just where the body is today. Know that it's almost time to come out. As you inhale, you'll lift your head. Start to gaze forward. Exhale, press palms to the mat. Walk the hands back towards the body. All right, now if your knees were bent, you're gonna find the point where you're gonna extend your legs. If you've been doing this with your legs extended, you're gonna come into a third round. Now with the legs extended, we're gonna feel more in the back. So make sure you're centered on your mat, legs are in front. You don't need to flex the feet or point, just let the feet naturally go where they want to. Inhale, crown of the head rises up. Exhale, take the hands between the legs, walk the hands forward. Now, sometimes when we're in a forward fold, I notice that people really want to reach and grab. You don't need to reach and grab for your feet, your ankles, or your legs. Just let your arms be in the middle. Maybe you bring the arms closer in so the forearms come down, or maybe you stay with straight arms. This is going to depend on how much your back is going to allow you to fold. So close your eyes here. Feel the sensation in the back space. Notice if you're feeling this in your upper back, your mid back, or your low back. Now, wherever you're feeling it is where you have the most tightness. So we're going to stick with it and let that congestion go. Relax your head and your neck. As you do this, feel more sensation in the upper back. You might even feel the sensation traveling throughout the back. Your back is really happy in this moment, trust me. Legs are still. Feeling into the body, stretching the back of the body. Preparing to come out. Inhale, slowly lift your head. Exhale, walk the hands towards the body. Now we want to use the length of the mat. So go ahead and switch yourself up to find that. And then you're going to bring your feet together. So your legs are straight. Feel the heels on the mat. Bring your hands outside of your hips. Straight spine, reach the crown of your head up as if there's a string attached and you're being pulled up. Now with your arms straight, either your palms or your fingertips down. Inhale, point your toes. And as you exhale, flex your feet. Bring your toes towards your body. And again, inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Take a couple more rounds if you'd like, if that's feeling good for your feet. Remember that the feet do so much for us, and it's really nice to give them some love. All right, now we'll just let the feet rest so we're not pointing or flexing. Keep the legs together, keep the feet together. Now you're going to take your hands behind you. This isn't going to be for everyone, particularly if you have wrist issues. So if your wrists have been an issue for you lately, then you can opt out of this one. Maybe you watch and try. So your fingers can be rotated out behind you, or your fingers can be rotated in. We're going to do a few rounds so you can try both and see what you like the best. Now we're going to open the front of the body. So dig your heels into the mat and lift your hips up. This is a reverse plank. Keep lifting the hips up and then exhale, slowly lower your hips down. Take a pause here. Now you might have felt the strengthening in your arms. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Maybe now you try flipping the wrist so the fingers are facing away. Inhale, dig the heels in, lift the hips. Gaze up to the ceiling, and when you exhale, slowly lower down. Now you know which rotation of the fingers you like the best. So choose the one that you felt most supported and safe in, and then let's take a third round. Inhale, dig those heels in, lift the hips, press the hips up towards the sky, strengthen the arms, and then exhale, gently lower down. Take a breath here. Walk the hands forward. And just turn in whatever direction is most accessible for you to see the camera, the demo. We're gonna come into spinal twisting next. Hands come outside of the hips. Let your legs be in whatever position is comfortable. As we talked about before, for me, bending the knees and having them in front of me really lets me have a big range of motion for my torso, and we're gonna be twisting from side to side. You can have your legs in whatever shape works for you. You know your body better than I do. So set yourself up for the most grounded sensation that you can achieve. Then hands come out to the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Now, as you exhale, rotate your torso to one direction. Let those fingers come down. Inhale, lift back to center. Exhale, rotate opposite direction. Let the fingers come down. Each time we inhale, we'll find our torso to center, and each time we exhale, we'll find this grounded, seated, spinal twist. So we're moving with our breath, finding mobility in the spine, and really working with safe alignment. We don't want to do anything jarring to the body. We want to keep our body safe so that we can continue to do this practice. So go ahead and even out the sides. Find your way to center, and then let those hands float down. From here, we're gonna open the legs wider. Now, as we open the legs wider, we're gonna do a checkpoint. Sometimes knees pop up. So as you can see, there's space under my calf muscles, there's space under my thighs. We don't want that. We want to feel the hamstrings and the calf muscles grounded. So the only little space will be that natural lift underneath the back of the knees. If your legs are disconnected, then simply bring your feet closer together so that you can bring your legs flat down to the mat. Now what we're going to do here is a movement from side to side. You will definitely feel this tomorrow in your obliques. So we're gonna start by lifting the arms up. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, lower one hand to the same side leg. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, opposite direction. So we're just moving from side to side. As you do this, you might also feel a really great stretch in the side body. So we're getting lateral flexion. We're taking our spine in all directions today, and we're going to take this movement from side to side for several more rounds. We really want to get into that side body. We want to remove congestion. Allow yourself to go at your pace, your speed. You might want to go slower. You might want to go faster. Just let your body do its thing. Your body's gonna let you know what it wants and what it needs for today. You might even close your eyes, helping you to feel more directly into that sensation. Couple more on each side. One more each side, even it out. And then we find center. Now we're gonna bend the knees and we're gonna bring the feet in so that the soles of the feet can meet. The knees are splayed out. Go ahead and take your hands to your feet. So I like to take my thumbs to find the arches of my feet. Before we even come into the next posture, we'll press the thumbs into the arches. You might find a knot. You might move the thumbs around until you find a space that's got a little more tension. Press the thumbs in and then make a circular motion. So you're just giving yourself a foot massage here, helping to release tension. Giving your feet a thank you for all the places they take you, all the things they allow you to do, everywhere you've gone in your lifetime. And then we'll simply just let the hands rest on the feet. So we'll stop the movement there. Now our legs are in a diamond shape. We're gonna fold forward so that we can get into the inner thighs. As you fold forward, if you feel discomfort in your knees, you're gonna wanna send your feet further in front. So you want to open up that angle. If you're feeling really good and you feel like you want a deeper stretch, then you're going to bring the feet closer in towards the body. Now that's going to be a lot of compression. So before you fold forward, if you're doing this and you feel discomfort before the fold, then go ahead and create some space. So just play around with that, see what the knees are telling you, and then come into your variation. Take the hands back to the feet. Inhale, reach the head up. Exhale, lean forward. Now, as you lean forward, you might take your forearms to the low legs. Notice as you fold forward that you're getting back into your back space. Continue to fold forward as much as you need to. So this is one of these postures where if somebody walked in the room right now, they might think that I'm not doing very much at all, but I can feel a deep stretch at my inner thighs. And when I let my head and my neck go, then I can feel really great stretching in my back. I know that I'm getting flexion from my spine, so I'm decompressing. Fold as much or as little as you'd like. Breathe. Now's a really great time to come back to your breath. So we're looking for the length. We're inhaling to the top of the breath. And we're exhaling slowly. We're practicing down regulating, calming our own nervous system, reducing stress and anxiety, and creating peacefulness and relaxation within ourselves. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, slowly, slowly start to rise up. Now, as you rise up, you are welcome to keep your legs in this shape, or you can find a different shape if you'd like. I'm going to come back to my original seated posture. Now we're going to start to work on the shoulders. We're going to get a shoulder stretch. We might also feel this in the upper back. So we're going to take our eagle arms, starting off by taking the hands outside of the hips. Inhale, reach the fingers out. Now as you exhale, cross one arm over the other, bend your elbows. Bring your hands towards each other. Maybe the back of the hands meet, maybe the palms meet. So maybe you've interlaced your arms and your hands. Now what we want to do here is we want to keep the shoulders low, but we want to lift the elbows. Shoulders stay low, elbows are lifted, and breathe. One more round. Exhale, unwind the arms. Inhale, reach the fingers out, opposite directions. Now, we're gonna take the opposite arm to cross on top, same thing, other side. Elbows bend. See if the hands meet. If there's space between, that's okay. What we need to focus on is keeping the shoulders low and just lifting the elbows. So we're gonna hold the lift of the elbows, keep the shoulders low. Breathe. Last round of breath. Exhale, gently unwind. Inhale, reach the fingers out, and then exhale, lower the hands down. Give yourself a full round of breath here. Keeping our seat, we're gonna come into a deeper stretch for the neck. So leave one arm beside you. When you look down, make sure that your hand is in line with your hip. Now, your opposite arm is gonna come behind your back. See if your hand can grip onto your upper arm. So you wanna be above your elbow. Now, if you need to grab lower, you can do that. Just make sure that your hand is not directly on the inside of your elbow. So we wanna avoid grabbing onto the joint. Now, if your hand can't reach and grab for your opposite arm, that's okay. You can opt out of that. That option is just gonna give a deeper stretch. Now, the arm that you have grounded down by your side, you're gonna lower the same side ear towards that shoulder. You can do this without the hand connection in the back, but this setup is gonna provide a deeper stretch. Feel into the neck, close your eyes, feel that sensation. We'll stay for a couple more rounds of breath. Now to come out, gently bring your chin towards your chest. Pause there. Then on your next inhale, lift your chin to gaze forward. If you made the connection behind your back, release your hand, bring it out to the side. Now look down to that hand. Make sure it's in line with your hip. Then take opposite arm behind your back. Now, you're gonna grab for the upper arm or lower arm, but not the elbow joint. I've got a limitation on this shoulder, so this is a little more difficult for me to achieve. I don't have pain, I've made the connection, so I'm gonna stay here. If your shoulders are tight on either side, then maybe you opt out of the grab and you focus on just lowering your same side ear to the shoulder that's connected to your arm, that is down to the ground. Now feel into the opposite side of the neck. Close your eyes so that you can bring all of your awareness to how this side of the neck feels. Breathe. Lengthen the breath. Just one more round of breath. As you come out, gently bring your chin towards your chest. And then lift your chin, gaze forward. Release your hand from behind your back. Bring your hand outside. Take a full round of breath here. Exhale, let it go. Lift your hands, take your palms to your thighs. Make sure you're not pressing on your knees. As you inhale, send your chest forward. And as you exhale, bring the heart in. Take the shoulders forward. Inhale, open the heart, shine it forward. Exhale, round the spine. Continue to allow your movement to follow your breath. Know that each time you inhale and open your chest, you're getting extension in your spine, a little back bending in a gentle way. And then as you exhale and round the spine, you're getting flexion. Inhale, open the chest, send the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, bring it inward. Couple more. And then find center. Reach the crown of the head up. We're going to take ourselves now from a seated position to reclined. So go ahead and position yourself so that your head comes to one end of your mat and your feet come to the other end of the mat, however you want to do that. Now, as you do that, look at your feet. You're going to bring your left heel to the left edge of the mat, and you're going to bring your right heel to the right edge of the mat. Then take your hands back. Slowly walk the hands back. You'll get to a point where you'll come onto your forearms, and then carefully bring your spine, your shoulders, and your head down. Arms are by your sides. We're in a star shape. It looks like we're going to come into Shavasana, but we're not ready yet. We're going to come into our banana shape. So we'll lift one leg. Go ahead and lift your right leg. Cross your right leg, right ankle over the left ankle. Just see how that feels. Try to feel both glutes on the mat before we do anything else. Then take your arms overhead. Bend your elbows. See if you can reach your hands for opposite elbows. Now, if you can't reach your hands to opposite elbows, maybe you widen the grip and you take your hands to the forearms instead. You want to feel both shoulders grounded. So the wider you make this, the more accessible it'll be for your shoulders, particularly if they're tight. So find where you want to grip with your hands. And then lift your head enough to bring your left elbow towards your feet. So we're opening the right side of the body. Now, pay attention to keep that right shoulder down. Widen the grip anytime you need to. If you need to go even wider, maybe you take your hands to the wrist instead of the forearms. And then just chill here, relax. Feel the right side body opening. Banana shape. No need for props. We can do this on our own. And we'll slowly come into center. So we'll just lift the head, lift the shoulders to bring the upper body back to the center of the mat where we started. You can release the arms for a second if you need a break there. Now let's uncross. So take the right heel back over to the right side of the mat. Take a round of breath. Exhale, let it go. Now lift your left foot. Cross your left ankle over your right. Just pause, feel into this side. Notice if you're feeling any difference here. It's okay if you are. And then take your hands to reach for opposite elbows, forearms, or wrist. When you're ready, lift your head and your shoulders enough to bring the right elbow towards the feet. So now we're coming into stretching the left side body. Back to that lateral flexion. Couple more rounds of breath. Feel into the shape. And use this time to reconnect with your breath. if the breath is short and there's space to lengthen, come back to that. Last round of breath. To come out, first just lift the arms and the head, rotate the torso back to center, release the hands, lift the left foot, bring the left heel back over to the left side of the mat. Open the arms out to the sides, back to that Shavasana shape. Tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthening the cervical spine. Deep inhale all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Now bend one knee at a time. Bring your heels in line with your glutes. Feel the low back pressing to the mat. Take a round of breath here if this feels good to you. And really try to get your heels towards the glutes. Feel the soles of your feet grounded at the mat. And then bring your arms down by your sides with your palms facing down. So your arms are like anchors. Arms are going to stay down. We're going to take a moving bridge to articulate the spine. Arms stay down. Inhale, lift the hips, press them up so you're at a diagonal from your shoulders to your knees. When you're ready to exhale, lower from the top of the spine, slowly down to the tailbone, one vertebrae at a time. Once you feel the tailbone connected to the mat, inhale, lift the hips, press them up. And then exhale, slowly lower down from the top of the spine, bone by bone, all the way down to the tailbone. We've got one more. Inhale, lift the hips, press them up. Exhale, slowly lower down, bone by bone. Once the tailbone reconnects, take a full round of breath here. Keep the arms as they are. Exhale, let it go. Now let's lift the legs, feet towards the ceiling. We want the legs to become straight and we want to bring the legs together just as we did when we were in the seated station of the body. So when we look to our feet, we see the ceiling or the sky above our feet. We keep the legs together. We're going to work on engaging and activating the core. So we're going to strengthen the front of the body so that we're not working so hard in the back of the body. So remember, arms are going to stay down. Your arms are your anchors. Look up to your feet. Keep your head, your face gazing up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your heels towards the mat, keeping the legs straight without the heels touching the mat. And then inhale, slowly lift the feet back up to the ceiling. Legs stay straight. Exhale, slowly lower the heels down. You might feel the belly shaking. This is good. You're growing in your practice. Inhale, lift the feet up. Now we're going to take 1 to 3 more. You decide. Movement follows your breath. Decide if you want to challenge yourself for 2 more rounds. Or maybe you pause and wait for the next posture. If you don't want to take the last one, you can bend your knees and let the legs hover so that your ankles are in line with your knees and your knees are above your hips. This is where we're going to go next. Arms come out. So the wrists are in line with the shoulders. Gaze is up. Take an inhale breath. Now as you exhale, lower both knees to the left. Keep the right shoulder down. Spinal twist. Inhale, lift both knees up. Exhale, lower both knees to the right. Left shoulder stays down. Inhale, knees come up. Exhale, knees to the left. Each time we inhale, we bring the knees straight up to center. And each time we exhale, the knees move opposite direction. Movement is following the breath for one more round. The next time the knees come up to center, we'll meet here. Keep the legs in this position. And then take your palms to your shins. So your right palm finds the right shin, the left palm finds the left shin. Knees are bent, knees can come into the chest. Now we're going to draw circles with the big toes for ankle mobility. You might hear some cracking and popping, and it's all good. It's just air being released from the joints, so don't worry. And then you can draw circles in opposite directions. Okay, bring the feet to stillness. Pull the knees in and out. So rather than the knees coming into the chest, they're coming out to the sides. Now from here, we'll bring the knees towards each other and then circle them away. Towards each other, circle them away. Keep moving in this direction. Feeling into the hip joint. And then reverse it. Take the circles in the opposite direction. Now bring the knees to stillness. With your hands, guide the knees together. So the knees are touching. Keep the hands at the shins. Draw circles with the knees so that both knees are moving in the same direction. Now feel a nice little massage for the low back. And then circle around opposite direction. And gently find your way to center. Maybe squeeze the knees in towards the body. Keep the tailbone down. Feel sensation at the quads. And then release the hands. Bring the arms out to the sides. Gently bring the soles of the feet down to the mat, starting with the knees bent. Feel the entire spine grounded. Take a full round of breath here. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. And then slowly extend one leg at a time. So you're straightening your legs onto the mat. Create space at the feet. Create space at the armpits. So we're coming into our relaxation pose of Shavasana. As we set ourselves up, you can rotate the palms facing up as an intention of receiving, or you can lift the hands and rotate the palms down as an intention of grounding. Choose whatever feels appropriate for you today, for whatever energy you need. Then make sure that you're tucking the chin towards the chest to lengthen the back of the neck. Let your eyes close. As the eyes close, let the body rest. Let the body sink down into the space. This is our traditional relaxation shape. However, if there's a different way that you like to set yourself up for this time, please feel free to do so. If you really feel that it's better for your body to use the supportive props and you have them, you can do that. Otherwise, rest here. With your eyes closed, come back to the breath, just like we started our practice. Practice inhaling all the way to the top of the breath. And then practice exhaling as slow as possible, slowly releasing the air with each exhale. Bringing full awareness to the breath, fully noticing each inhale and each exhale. With each inhale, taking in fresh, clean, new energy. And with each exhale, releasing stale, stagnant energy. Give yourself permission to relax. Permission to just be in this space and time with yourself, integrating the work from your practice. With each inhale, feel the chest rise, feel the breath in the body. Exhale, release and let it go. Inhale, take it in again. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, take it in. Exhale, let it go. Start to bend one knee at a time, slowly transitioning out as we come to close our practice. Once both knees are bent, lift the feet, hug the knees into the chest, take the hands to the shins, just as we did before, and then rock from side to side, massaging your back. Let the rocks become bigger until eventually you roll over onto whichever side you'd like. Taking a moment in the fetal pose, posture of new beginning. And then use your top hand to press the floor away. Now, if you prefer to stay in the reclined Shavasana posture, you're welcome to do that. Stay as long as you'd like. If you're ready to close your practice, come into this comfortable seat just as we started. Set yourself up in a way that feels like an easy, comfortable seat. Reach the crown of the head up, rest the hands on the thighs. Take a full round of breath. If you'd like to join me as we close our practice, you can bring your palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Once the thumbs connect to the heart, inhale, feel the chest pressing to the thumbs. Exhale, feel the torso soften. We'll lift the hands and position the thumbs between the eyebrows, a little higher up, resting at the third eye. Taking a full round of breath here, representing clarity of thought. As you exhale, lower the fingertips towards the lips. Take a round of breath here, representing clarity of speech. As you exhale, bring the thumbs back down to the heart center. Take a full round of breath here, representing clarity of action. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Bow your forehead down to your fingertips. Take a moment of gratitude to honor yourself for showing up for your practice, serving yourself. Self-care. Thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful practice today. The light in me sees, honors, and recognizes the light in you. Namaste. See you next time.